This is the story of a man who saved a dying baby gorilla's life, who raised him, loved him, and then had to let him go. 12 years later, he returned, not to look for the gorilla, but the gorilla had not forgotten him. What happened next has moved millions of people around the world, and you will understand why if you stay until the end. Over a decade ago, a wildlife conservationist named Damien found a tiny, orphaned gorilla. The infant was weak, terrified, and completely alone. Damien named him Kwibuka. For years, Damien became his surrogate family. He bottle-fed him, stayed by his side to provide comfort, and taught him the crucial skills he would need to survive. They formed a quiet, unbreakable bond built on profound trust. But Damien knew Kwibuka belonged to the wild. Through a careful rehabilitation program, the young gorilla was slowly introduced to a wild troop. Saying goodbye was a deeply emotional moment, but Damien walked away knowing he had given his friend a second chance at life. 12 long years passed. Damien returned to the same dense African forest, this time focusing on a completely different conservation project. He had no expectation of ever seeing his old friend again. While trekking through a thick patch of jungle, Damien and his local guides suddenly stopped in their tracks. A massive, dominant silverback had stepped out of the foliage, completely blocking the trail. The rest of his wild troop lingered in the trees behind him. The guides instantly froze. They quietly instructed Damien to lower his eyes, back away slowly, and show complete submission. A wild alpha male protecting his family is fiercely protective of his territory. But as the 400-pound giant slowly lumbered closer, his body language entirely changed. He didn't beat his chest. He didn't display dominance. Instead, he stopped just feet away, tilted his massive head, and stared intently into Damien's face. The forest went completely still. Then, the silverback made a very specific, soft rumbling sound in the back of his throat. It was a gentle vocalization of comfort and greeting, a sound Damien had not heard in over a decade. The giant ape reached out a heavy, leathery hand. The guides held their breath, expecting the worst. But the silverback didn't strike. He gently placed his massive hand on Damien's shoulder, leaned forward, and pulled the man into a tender, careful embrace. It was Kwibuka. He was now a powerful alpha male, the leader of his own family, but he instantly recognized the human who had saved him as an infant. Behavioral biologists have long known that gorillas possess incredible long-term memory and a deeply complex emotional spectrum. They experience genuine gratitude and form lifelong attachments. Kwibuka's breathtaking reaction is the ultimate proof that an act of pure compassion is never forgotten. It bridges the gap between our two worlds, proving that love and gratitude are universally understood, even in the deepest parts of the wild.